Okay, so these are little shower heads, right? Right? You seeing it? You seeing it? This looks like something your girlfriend will whip out and then never talk to you for like a week because she's satisfied. So we got these little shower heads, and I guess I would call these earbuds because they're like little buds that go in your ear. And this video on this channel is a make or break video because Zeos is going to praise the fuck out of these earbuds. There's plenty of things wrong with them. Plenty. Like, you could fill a fucking guitar case with it. Just a little, if the problems were like, I don't know, the size of quarters, and you just kept throwing them in there. But after having like this many IMs to do and listening to IMs and trying to assess the differences between this IM and this IM, because this IM uses 2 balanced armatures and that one uses 1, and this one has a dynamic, but this one has a slightly larger dynamic, and this one's got the paper cone, this one's got ceramic fucking... But having something very, very different, yet familiar, aka a fucking earbud, that's something I want to talk about. I'm gonna get to the rest of those IMs. I'm gonna get there. And I only got these a couple days ago. But I put them in my ears because I'm like, wow, look at that. It's a little golden and silver shower head with an attached cable. Oh, it's lit copper cable? Great. And there's no, as far as I could tell, there's no indicator for left and right. So I had to test it out with waves. And you see this and you want to put this in your ear, but you can't put this in your ear because it'll just fall right the hell out. So you have to put it in this little tip. You got to cover this $300 set of IMs. $320 set of earbuds. You got to put the little foamies on it, but don't worry about it because the case, it comes with all of them. There's a ton of them because they know you're going to lose them and you have to have it. So they just give you like a pile of them. And did I mention the attached cable? And there's a pile of them. But Zeos really likes them. Did I lose the one that I had on here? I don't want to lose the one I had on here. I did that, didn't I? I just fucked this all up. There it is. I can tell because it's stretched out. Anyway, take a look at the shower head. You can look at the picture in the thumbnail. I'm going to get this on here. I'm going to show you how this is done. So you got to sort of like open that hole and squeeze it over. Then you got to like pinch it with your fingertip. And then you got to like find the other bottom of the flap. And then you got to get it. And you got to like work it over. Oh, I fucked it up. This is serious. I'm not going to edit this. I'm not going to redo it. This is how long it takes. Maybe under the thumb is the way to do this. Because you're going to need this on here. There we go. Covering it like that. Because it also falls out of your ears. So, these are $320. And they're earbuds. And they do stuff. Some stuff. Better than any IEM has ever done stuff. So it's my job with that wallpaper, because it looks like she just got out of the shower, or getting in the shower, which is the shower head. You get the whole meme thing of it? It's my job to try to convince the exact right people to spend $320 on these. Because if this is a popular video, and more people buy this than I'm recommending buy it, and you get it, and you're disappointed, then it comes back on me, and Zeos is an asshole. Why would he even recommend these? Stop. This is a 3.5mm version. That comes in 2.5 and 4.4, and the company, I believe Shenzhen Audio, sent this to me. I'll double check for the links. But I was literally going through their site. They're like, hey, do you want to review anything from our site? And I'm like, those look like shower heads. How much? Send me the expensive shower heads. I figured it'd be a joke. And in some aspects, it's kind of a joke. But in other aspects, I'm probably going to use these a lot. Like, I use them all day. Why do you think the Hibby R6 Pro is on my table? This heavy fucking monster. Because I was using these all day yesterday. All day. Like, I didn't take them out. I was on the toilet. And I don't very rarely go to the toilet with the fucking something in my ears. But I went, and I got a blanket and a pillow, and I went out to my back deck because quarantine, and I needed to see the sky. So I laid out on my back deck wearing these, staring at the sky, and certain music came on, and I was literally tearing up. And I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. And then fast forward to today, and I'm like, all right, I got to get some reviews done. And I should not be reviewing these right now because it's still too, I'm still too early. I'm too early. When you go in the comments like an asshole and you're like, oh, I'm real early for this video. That's me right now. Because I'm still passionate about these. And I want you to feel that passion, but at the same time, I'm going to caution the fuck out of you. So I'm going to take my 3.5 millimeter, I'm going to plug it into there. That's one of the benefits of having a 3.5 millimeter, not one of the balanced versions, is I can easily tube it. Although I could tube it on that too. But we're not there yet. Let me show you how these fit. I whipped out my Mark II headphone recording rig, which actually sits up on top of that shelf for posterity. And the way an earbud works, ladies and gentlemen, is it goes here. There. That's it. You see where this is not the greatest ear, but that's what its job is. It sits behind the flaps. You got a flap and you got another flap, and it sort of like sticks out, and it holds in place like that. The end. The problem, let's start with problems before I go into the absolute obscene praise I'm going to give for some of the music it can produce. Number one, they're heavy. These are metal. Metal here, metal stock. There's a vent hole back here for a port, upper and lower port. I cannot find a left and right indicator at all. I ripped the thing off again. I was hoping this would also be a detachable cable. It's not, but I guess if you're doing earbuds rarely have a detachable anything, so that's fine. So if I put them in my ears, here's what happens. The left one will stay there all day. It's perfect. It hooks in, it pulls down, I'm good. The right one I put in my ear, and it's good for now. Since I wore these all day yesterday, in fact, I wore them while live streaming. I live streamed with these instead of my KPH30Is, so I could hear people on it. And this right side fell out of my ear no less than 8 times over the course of 6 hours. I moved my mouth in a certain way. Yeah, I'm doing it right now. And I could feel it just sort of moving, and it wants to just fall out. So the problem is that human ears are different. My ear and your ear are going to be completely different. So what I'm going to describe as far as failures may not be a case for you, or maybe worse for you. So it falls out of my right ear, but not my left ear. Also, you see where the hole is? You see the hole in the human ear? When I put this in my ear, it sits pretty low. Like I could actually physically take this and lift it up a little bit, and it's more direct into the hole than it is when it's down here, and it sounds a little more bassy because these are bass fucking light, like you've never even considered bass light. And I've reviewed other earbuds. I have reviewed other earbuds way back in the day, like the what are those cheap $5 ones, the Monks, and I was like, you know what, guys, for $5 they're not bad, but there's no bass and blah 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 blah. Well, these are $320, and I'm going to tell you that they have no bass. And I'm going to tell you that that's fine. It's fucking fine. It's fucking fine. Their magnets are so strong you can't actually touch the tips together. It makes it do this. Because that's how strong the magnet structures are in there. Like they want to stick together on the ends. Like they almost want to hold each other, but then you can't get their faces to kiss. You can't make them kiss. I would love to modify these. I'm going to, in fact. Now that I'm getting this review out of the way, I have this Decibels custom molded earplug things, and I'm going to see if I can make not a full-on plug. I don't want to plug it up because one of the beauties of an earbud versus an IM is an IM goes, and I know this is going to be a shock to some of you, in your ear to be a monitor. That's what IEM stands for, in-ear monitor. And these sit roughly in your ear, kind of like an AirPod. You fuckers know what AirPods are, right? Yeah, I know. And I've always touted the convenience of AirPods. I don't particularly care about their sound, but I'm not going to fight the fact that they're convenient. They got a little stick. You just hook them where this hooks. Where this hooks is where the AirPod hooks. Look, it just hooks there. It just hangs fucking there, and it's done. And most people, that's perfectly fine. So this is more convenient automatically than basically every IM I've ever reviewed because it's just a hook and then it's done. Now, that means I could still hear. One of the reasons I used it for my live stream yesterday was because I could still hear. I don't like putting on closed back headphones and walking around with a camera on my head and doing 6 hours of live streaming. I want to just be natural and open. KPH 30Is are perfect for that, especially when I've modified them. And these are perfect for that. I have them in my ears right now. I can still hear the traffic outside. I can hear the refrigerator unit running for the grocery store. I'm basically not wearing anything. There's just this weird feeling of something sitting in my ear. And so when music comes on, is that all there is for the negatives? I thought there'd be more negatives. I'm sorry. I guess the negatives is just positioning and how you're going to deal with it. Because it could either be, if it's there, it's fine. If it's up a little higher, it's a little more bass and more directivity. However, you could also rotate like this. I had it like this in my ear, and I was like, wow, that's a little bit better than it is like this. And so it's not as consistent as an IM. An IM has a tip. You pick the right tip. You put it in your ear. You get it settled. And basically everyone gets the same experience. This is not going to be that easy. Unlike an AirPod, where that has that nozzle that goes in, this is it's flat. I'm not going to pull this tip off again, but it's a flat, flush, giant circle. And that is pretty fucking big. I'd say it's 33% bigger than most earbuds. That's what I meant to say. So it is a larger structure. By the way, can I look at the cover? Because I knew it was Moondrop, but I wasn't sure. And boom, we got our waifu. She's much more decently dressed than her. But it's important that you see her, because this is an important fucking review. And when there's an important review, girls get sexier. In this case, she looks like she wanted to go into a shower. So let's pile up our things, which you need. And I don't know where I guess you just buy any earbud replacement covers, preferably in red and blue so that they fit. I wish they were thicker, so that they would sort of hold it more firmly and higher. But so why, Zeos? Why are you trying to get me? I'm assuming this is the consumer out there, trying to get me, the consumer, to spend $320 fucking dollars during a plague situation on a set of earbuds. And because these do, the first thing I heard was horns. And I think this song is Dragon Ball Z, Heaven Sent Trunks. This song is doing bells, right? I don't know where the microphone is in this fucking thing, but that's bells. And strings, bells, female vocals, acoustic tracks, anything orchestral. Nothing that requires like dead mousy bass. Any of those fucking things sounds more natural on this than any other IM. When the bass hits, it doesn't. It just it's open. It's literally like, it's like a little, this is a speaker. This is not an IM. This is a speaker that you're putting kind of near your ear, and you know it's not going to produce low end. It's got a port. It's a big enough driver to do some, but it's never going to live up to almost anyone's standard of like, oh, it's low end. It doesn't. But if I shuffle around, horns, fucking Planeteus OST, horns. It's the shape of a horn. It's the shape of a fucking horn. And it sounds 100% like there's a horn playing. And it's not in my ear like an IM would be. It's slightly outside of my head. Or the imaging is just spectacular. So we'll get to the fact that I'm network authentication error. Wonderful. That's wallpapers. We don't even like those. Yoshi Horikawa. Yeah, no, I had theorized this yesterday, but I never got around to test this theory. I said that these are specifically built for Yoshi Horikawa. If you don't know Yoshi Horikawa, Zeos in the future will link to his Bandcamp where you can preview a bunch of his music in pretty lossless quality. So go down there, go through the other IMs and shit I link, whatever the fuck comes up, and listen to Yoshi Horikawa. He does like ambient music. He records sounds of music boxes and splashing rocks, and he mixes it all together in this tremendous way that gives you this sound field. And I've tested every headphone on that wall with it. Every headphone I've ever reviewed has at least had Yossi play on one occasion. And I will assess it. How is the imaging in the letter when he writes the letter from left to right? All these things. And beep. The way he produces sounds and the way that these reproduce sounds. Do you remember the I signs? Remember the open back planar IM? Yeah. This is like that, only easier and more accurate. Those things needed like major DSP correction, and they couldn't fit without the clip over your ears. And it's just, this just shoots a little, this is a little speaker that's very, very fucking high quality, and it better be for $300. It just shoots this accurate fucking sound, this little tiny little boop, boop, boop of whatever is happening, and you don't have anything blocking your ears. You don't have it plugged up. You don't have any sound cancellation. It's just I'm listening to myself talk at this desk with nothing in my ears, except for these little like things that sort of like I feel like them, and then I hit play, and now there's frogs fucking in my head. Yeah, there's the low one that doesn't exist. It is a startling amount of detail and clarity. And I'm using them on a tube. And I used them on the Hibby R6 Pro, which was a definite upgrade over the Hibby R3 Pro. And then I had them for a short period of time on this Rebel amp, which is still good. But they benefit from a tube. I can literally hear how much. I have to keep fixing the right one. If you keep seeing my hand go up there, it's because the right one wants to jump out of my fucking weird ear. I almost feel like having surgery on my ear just to fix it so that it'll hold this IM earbud better. Yeah, no, I want to go. There's some voodoo fucking magic, man, that these songs, and I know all these songs tremendously well. Where's the letter? Yeah. Jesus. Like, I have said fuck and Jesus and holy crap more with these in the last 24 hours than I said with most IMs. A lot of IMs, like, I grow to love them, and I figure out what they can do. And this is not that. This didn't take any time to figure out. You are smashed in the fucking head with what this can do and what it can't do immediately. This would be the greatest thing ever to demo at a show or at a store, because you're going to know if you want to spend $300 to get what this can do, and you're going to know exactly what it can't in like 4 songs. And just like, all right, next, shuffle. Richard Cheese is pissing in my head, because you know the Richard Cheese gin and juice. Adjust it for vocals. I think it's mostly my ears. A lot of the complaints I'm having with like fitment and how like it's like vocals. I've heard some amazing vocal tracks and it's fine. They're like Richard Cheese here. Sounds a little bit overhyped, and I adjust the fucking positioning and it's fine again. So I think my ears are messing with it more than anything. You have to have a lot of IMs that do a lot of things for you. And then, only then, can you even consider blowing $320 on shower heads that may or may not fit in your ear and that may or may not make you happy. Because that's I'm worried as a human, as a reviewer on YouTube. I don't want to be wrong about something, and not you. I don't know your opinions and what you like versus what I like. So I just try to explain the general vicinity of this. So I'm making it very fucking clear. These are not perfect by a long shot. This is like going to a grocery store in a 1960s Top Fuel dragster, or like those old ones that used to have just the engine block in front of you. You're not going to corner. You're not going to stop. But let me tell you, when you get on that straight past Main Street, they are worth every second of your time. When you play the right music, and I don't like to, when people tell me their genre of music when they're asking me for recommendations, I usually ignore it. Because a good headphone's a good headphone. And it doesn't matter if you listen to rap or R&B or no country or only country or anime soundtracks. It doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you what's a good headphone. Sometimes if you're like, you're only a bass head, then I have to consider, well, I got to get this person's headphone that does a lot of low end. If you're even close to a bass head, you do not want these. There is no bass. It's off. Take 100 hertz and then just gone. Nothing. This would be a perfect headphone IM test to put a little subwoofer on and then do that thing. Ever see the people that do that? They run a subwoofer in headphones, and people have asked me about it. And I'm like, one of the reasons you wear headphones is so that you don't bother other people. So running a raw subwoofer and wearing headphones is sort of like just run speakers at that point. But these, and I'm only using them on the tube because I have the option to. They've intrigued me to listen to all my music again. And I know the last IM I did was the greatest IM ever heard. And it sounds like I'm praising this like way too hard. But you never heard it before. You aren't where I am right now, hitting the next track. Lonely, like a lot of my music that I listen to is like lonely flutes and pianos in big acoustical spaces, and nothing has done acoustical spaces like this. It's like, remember those neck speakers from Sony that I did? And how much they sucked? And then I talked about the mini rigs that go on your shoulders and they sound amazing. Well, take those mini rigs on my shoulders and then make them real small and get them a little bit closer. That's what these sound like. These sound like an open air, just conductor of fucking sound. They're going to go in my collection of things. And they can't come out for everything. Just like those great old GS1000s. Those can't do low end or they distort. And these can't do low end because they literally can't produce it to get it to your ears. Unless you hold them physically against and close the hole. You have to like close that hole and then, okay, now it could do low end. So it's never going to happen. If I build the decibels molds and I make like a ring around it that lifts it up just a little bit and fills in the gap so it doesn't fall, I might be able to get just like 5% more bass, but it's never going to be enough to make it like, oh, you don't need anything for bass. No. These are like an incomplete test demo of something miraculous. I would love, you know what? I would love to get a set of these mounted in my ears like this and then put a headphone over it that does just 100 hertz and below. I could do that. I have a mini DSP. It is fully capable of taking two amplifiers, becoming the DAC, and splitting up the equalization, and then not having these try to do bass and have all the... You know how the Neurophones shove those little penis ears in your ears and then still sounded good? I feel like something in this is that, but better. God bless them. Moondrop has several of these, like shower heads, and these are the most expensive. There's a $300 set also, and then like a $150 set, and it goes all the way down to like a $29 set. And they look like this. They look like the shower head. And I kind of want to try them all, but I know for a fact this is the one. This is the one that's going to be like, oh, fuck. I kind of want to run them raw metal, but it literally can't stay in my ears. They don't fit. There's nothing. They're the wrong shape. If this can't stay in your ears and you have to put this on for it to barely stay in your ears, they need a different solution for holding them in your ears than just this. It'd be worth researching that. I I'm super fucking impressed by what these can do. I think the packaging is a little bit to blame. I don't hate the attached wire. I kind of wish this would detach and just be not a 3.5, but a MMCX, something like that, a 2-pin. And then you could, then what? Switch wires? Why? It's just, this is like a day 3 review, and I don't do day 3 reviews. But at least, like I said, as soon as I put these on, I understood what I was going to say. I was going to say, holy fuck. Be very careful buying these. Be very careful being interested in these. You cannot be a person who only has one. I buy $300 worth of headphones a year, Zeos. Should I buy these? No. No. Let me shake my head back and forth a lot. No. You have to be someone who's got every IM that you've ever wanted. You've got the bassy, wide, you've got the narrow, you've got the accurate, you've got the fun, you've got the serious, you've got all of them, and you just want to try something different. You're bored. I'm bored. Zeos is bored with IMs. I'm bored. They range from, like, literally the last ones I reviewed with the dual electrostats. I can't even remember the fucking name of them. Were they also Moondrops? Were they also Moondrops? They were also Moondrops, weren't they? Shit. They're on a fucking streak. This is amazing, and no one's going to consider it. And I hope that at least a handful of you who can afford to throw away $300, because make sure you buy them from a place you can return them, because you might hear what I'm saying and go, wow, Zeos is absolutely right. I've never heard horns sound so natural, or piano sound so wide and open and airy. It's just great. And then 2 hours later, you're bored with them. You're bored with them. If I paid $300 for these headphones, I'd be way more critical than I am right now. These are just sent to me. I was like, those look cool, send them to me. And I know I could put them in my pile over there, and I could pick them up in 6 months, and it'll be like, oh, I remember these. These are great. Are they worth it for you, the people who actually are paying for this shit, to spend your hard-earned money on things like this? Yes. If you can afford it without worrying about it, because I want Moondrop, you know, our wonderful overlords at Moondrop who put anime waifus, gold-plated brass with an LCP diaphragm driver and TC4 titanium alloy on an OOC copper cable. I want them to know that we're interested in shit like this. Because if no one buys it, they won't make it. That's probably still true in 2020. Let me open up the actual... inheriting the will of the flagship flathead plug. Exaggerated and reasonable stacking. Gold-plated front, LCD polyurethane diaphragm, high-performance external magnetic circuit structure, internal cavity anti-standing wave design, which is what that folds back for. Litz wires. Real quick specs. Sensitivity. 124 decibels per 1 milliwatt. 100. Can you hear the words? 124 dB/1 MW. Which sounds like it's that's super easy to drive, right? It sounds like it's super easy to drive. It's 18 ohms, which one of these places had the actual 24 ohms. 24 ohm and 124 decibel sensitivity. I'm running it on high gain on a lot of things. Look how high up that is. I had to high gain it on the Hibby. Well, certainly on the R3. This one I could run low gain. Because yes, it's sensitive. And in an IEM that goes in your ear, high sensitivity means easy to power. It gets loud enough just fine. This is not in your ear. This is outside your ear. There's a distance it has to cover. So as sensitive as these are, you need to pretty much put a lot of power through them, like a decent amount, so they can project the sound and achieve the same volume. If they're this far away, you'd have to put like 7 watts through them to get them to play sound, obviously, or this far away. I want to love these super hard, but they've got too many fitment issues that I could just say, oh, everyone should buy these. No. You have to have made it to this point in the video. Somehow watch 26 minutes of me rant and rave about a fucking super duper metal IM. Not an IM, it's a fucking earbud EarPod. If AirPods sounded like this, they'd get a fucking ringing endorsement from Zeos. That's so much violin. There's so much violin. And there's some tracks that I just can't listen to it on. I just can't listen to them. Anything that's like a heavy dude, like Prodigy, like was hammering, I couldn't. Audiophile of various artists. Wheel of Fortune. This is Alan Taylor. Yeah, there's just guitars, and it's like, well, that's the best. If I hold it up, it's so much better. Oh, God. Oh, okay. What can I say? I love these. $300? If they were $150, I'd say, fuck it, everyone grab a set. $150, you buy them, you like them, you don't like them, you could sell them. $100, fine. $300? No. Even if only 1% of you consider it, and then 10% of those people who consider it buy it, there's going to be 20% of you who just don't like them. Just don't like them. And I don't want it to be my fault that I made you spend that money, and make sure you can get it back. That's all. Of course, it's a risky clicky. These are a risky clicky because they're going to open up a tier of things that I didn't even know were possible. And at the same time, upset a lot of people because they're like, oh, it has no bass. Or, you know, it doesn't fit my ear right. It literally could be a fit issue. A fit issue. And I can't judge that. I'm done. You're going to see me with these in the future. You're gonna. They're just going to be around. If I can get these or different tips, something that keeps them from falling out of my fucking head, I'm going to use these all the goddamn time. Even with no bass. Just listening to certain varieties and genres of music, they're just unbeatable is the word. They're unbeatable in like 4 out of 12 categories of the way music is produced. I don't know what those are, like horns, airy, treble, openness, unbeatable, unfucking beatable. But those other 8 categories are that wallpaper in the description. Links to these wherever I find them in the description. There's no sound demo, although I probably could just slam these against the fucking microphones to get a sound demo out of it. I'll think about it, and then I won't do it because I'm too tired to do sound demos. So that hi-fi guides. I'll probably add these to hi-fi guides, even though if someone buys them and they're disappointed, they're going to blame hi-fi guides, even though it says, you know, these are bass light or like completely like I can't bend my wrist far enough. Yeah, we're done. All right, so Hi-Fi Guides forum. I'll make sure there's a forum post. The mods are making sure that every new product has a forum post. Maybe some of you have heard them. Maybe you can add your opinions of these things in the description. If you've heard these, please, by all means, post your reviews below. Just on the concept of it. Because maybe I'm alone in this. Maybe I'm the crazy person. It's like, no one wants earbuds, no matter how perfectly accurate the horns section sound in anything. I don't want that. So, you know, go on with that. So the Hi-Fi Guides forum, Patreon, Subscribestar. See these reviews early. Ask me any questions on platform and participate in the yard sales. This would be an interesting one to yard sale because you know how expensive they are. Some of you want to try them super bad. I know, because I made you. But how much would you be willing to actually throw into how much are they worth to the people after seeing this review? Would you pay $100 to see it? $105.19? What would be the number? And that's why a yard sale would be interesting. Which, by the way, I ship free continental United States and half shipping international on the yard sales. And then there's a $10 tier, which is the behind the scenes tier, which they already know in the last 40 hours how much I've gushed about these fucking shower heads. These wonderful shower heads and your mom's shower head. And there was actually a discussion about someone and their wife and their shower head. And it was a weird cheating scenario. I don't know. You can go over that with them if you go to the thing and search shower head. Come join the $10 tier for that drama. And then the tiers above the $10 tier are for future hardware swaps. So once we're capable of sending packages out to friends and neighbors and things, I'll be sending out a whole bunch of headphones and IEMs and stuff that I'm not currently using, just so people could try them. Just not until we're not all going to get the plague from it. So hold on for that. Hopefully by August, shit is cleared up. That's it. I'm good. I'm going to put this back on my shelf. We're going to do the cool ear fade. You ready? Here it comes. Woo.